Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. It's been really lovely welcoming some of you back to school over the last few weeks, and we're very much looking forward to seeing more of you in the future. And that's why we decided to send you a little message to try and share with you quite a big piece of work we've been embarking on over the last few weeks. It's a bit of a working document that will evolve with the children and with the school over the coming terms, but we're at a point now where we feel ready to share our ideas with you and share the ethos of our recovery curriculum. So here it is: recognise, rebuild, re-engage, a recovery curriculum for Saxon Hill. It's based on a think piece by Professor Barry Carpenter, in which he explores the mental health effects that this lockdown will have had on our pupils and what kind of questions as a school we need to ask ourselves in order to make sure that when they come back to school, it is a positive experience and that they are ready to re-engage in learning. Our pupils have lived through one of the most traumatic episodes since the last World War. The suddenness and drama of schools and workplaces closing so fast and for such a length of time will have caused mental health issues such as bereavement, attachment, anxiety and trauma. All children will have experienced some form of loss. A loss of relationship, friendship, social interaction, a loss of routine, structure, a loss of opportunity, and a loss of freedom. To add to all the other horribleness that goes with anxiety, a high level of cortisol builds up in your brain, and this completely blocks learning. It prevents imprint on your brain, so it wouldn't matter how many times you taught a child something. If they're feeling anxious, they just won't remember, they won't take it in, and they won't be able to build on that learning in the future. Simply returning to school will not be the magic fix for children who have felt loss. Even Saxon Hill, where we pride ourselves on our family feel and our community ethos, we will have to admit that in some way our pupils will have felt abandoned by us. And how do we fix that? How do we move forward? We must endeavour to make our pupils feel safe and secure again. We must endeavour to rebuild them relationships they had with us before. And as we embark on this, we remember that when they return to the building, it won't be set out the same, and some of their peers will still not have returned to school. Support staff may be different, and they may have even moved into a new teaching group or social bubble. And this is why, as a school, we felt so strongly that we couldn't simply pick up where we left off. We couldn't simply move forward without first recognising what everybody has been through. We can't just carry on as if nothing has happened. Instead, we must recognise what has happened and then use it to help us move forward. Our recovery curriculum will focus teaching time on the holistic well-being of our pupils, recognising that they have lived through trauma, supporting them to rebuild their mental health, rebuild resilience, rebuild relationships, and re-engage as learners. The curriculum will give a three-tiered approach. The first will be our whole school approach, our community ethos approach, recognising that we have all been through this. We can take part in group activities, either class or bubble led, or assemblies and school-wide. How we greet each other, how we welcome each other, the positivity we share with each other, activities that anyone can take part in and that will hopefully support the majority of our pupils to feel comfortable and re-engaged. The second will be for students who need just a little bit more extra, maybe slightly more bespoke, or just a bit more time. So this can be extra activities or going to speak to a different member of support staff or the senior leadership team or a governor. Anything that will help them, but that's a little bit more than a whole school approach. The third is our bespoke approach, which is for any pupil or families who need to be signposted to specialists who can support them with the skills greater than we have at school. How does this reflect on your children's learning in the classroom every day? Well, first of all, we reflected on our current curriculum, and we did all agree, luckily for us, that we're very happy with how reflective it is on our children, how child-centred and positive it is, and therefore the recovery curriculum will sit alongside it. As before, pupils' timetables will reflect their learning needs and pathways. We will create time to share experiences, focusing on positives. PHSE, SRE and circle times will focus on managing behaviours and feelings. Staff will continue to nurture through positive words and play. We will work and play in teams. We will build recognised routines. We will continue to communicate between home and school using social media, EFL, emails and phone calls. Focused learning will initially be in short bursts, but it will increase as pupils begin to re-engage in their learning. Recovery is an individual's journey, and therefore we can't put a time limit on it. However, we can have an individualised approach to it, and therefore every child, as they progress through it, the more engaged they are, the more learning they will do from their leaders' curriculum, and the more they will move away from the recovery curriculum. We will monitor pupils' progress against the curriculum aims on our EFL app and share this with families. So I hope you found that in some way helpful, informative to what it is we're looking to implement as your children come back to school and how we intend to help you and us as a community rebuild post-pandemic. And I really hope we all get to see each other soon and that this is potentially the last time I have to talk to myself in a room at a camera rather than to your beautiful faces, which I would strangely much prefer. Take care. Bye.